YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Clans back with another video. Today we have our top 10 power forwards. We dropped our top 10 small forwards, I think it was 2 days ago. The reason I didn't do it, I didn't drop this video yesterday, was just because I had so many different videos coming out yesterday with the content day. Friday's the big content day on my team, so obviously you got a lot more stuff coming out, or otherwise I would have dropped this video yesterday. But I just didn't have the the resources in it to do it. But we are doing our top 10 power forwards today. And starting off as an honorable mention, we're gonna have 3 honorable mentions, and then we're gonna have our top 10 power forwards in the game, in my opinion. And obviously, my opinion is not correct. It's not wrong. It's just an opinion, and everybody is going to agree with me. So feel free to comment your top 10 power forwards in the comment section below, and let me know what you disagree with. Before we start out, I do believe that inside center, or inside centers are the meta at the 4, and then having a big stretch 5 at is obviously the meta. But having a stretch 4, or an inside at the 4 is obviously the meta for me, and it's the meta in comp right now. So honorable mention, I am going to go Oso Ighodaro. He just came out in the inevitable set. He is so good, and I don't care that he's an amethyst. I really don't. He comes with 28 base badges, and I know that most of them are on gold, other than the posterizer and aerial wizard. But defensively, absolutely, 92 interior, 84 perimeter, 85 steal, 95 block, great rebounding, great speed, great streak. He's got great dunking, not great three-pointer, but a good enough three-pointer to green. And with a coach boost, if you have Phil Jackson, which I know a lot of people at this point do have Phil Jackson. So if you have Phil Jackson, he's going to get over 73-pointer, which is easily very, very greenable, can handle the ball. And he's got his own base on quick, which if you've seen Oso Ighodaro, like shoot IRL, you would think, okay, that's going to be hideous. But his jumper is actually very, very good in game. I'm not sure why it's good, but it is good in game. And Oso Ighodaro can move insane. So I will compare this card to a card later on in the video. But the card for being an amethyst is absolutely insane. And you guys don't even know how bad I wanted to put him in my top 10. I wanted to put this card in my top 10 so bad, but people in my chat were telling me not to, which is the one reason why I did not. Moving on to another honorable mention, we do have Yi Yalen. I don't think Yi Yalen at this point is the best power forward in the game, obviously. But when he came out, he was elite. 85 speed, 90 strength, which is still pretty good. Defensively, he does lack a little bit. Obviously, I wish he was a little bit better defensively, but he's not bad in mid-80s and just about everything. He does come with pretty much every badge in the game. He's probably only missing about 10 or so. Obviously, you need to apply glove, pick, dodger, and then a couple of these shooting badges. And the card is still very, very good. He's a great stretch big. He can obviously slash if needed, can handle the ball a little bit. He's not too fast, but the jumper is solid. I would say it's a little bit beta at this point, but it's not that bad. He has 7'4", 7'4" wingspan, or 7'4" wingspan. And I think ultimately he is just a big power forward who can stretch the floor. Obviously, he's not really going to do much moving, but to be able to stretch the floor is a big thing for some people. And I do think Yi Yalen does a very good job at that. Another honorable mention would be Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. This card could easily be top 10, and I mean, he could easily be top 7. Some people just don't like this card as much as others. Some people think he has an extremely beta jump shot, and honestly, I think Kareem is very, very good. I mean, he's elite defensively, 95 interior, 95 block, 88 steal, 82 perimeter. So he's not great perimeter-wise, but I mean, his 88 steal is still very good. Interior, he's absolutely elite. Great rebounder, great slasher, 64 three-pointer, which is, like I said, is very greenable if you are good at the game. 89 speed, so he is pretty fast. Kareem base on normal, which isn't that bad. It is very greenable. He's missing a lot of badges, and that's the problem with this card is he has no hot zones. And his base badges are kind of honestly just all over the place. Only 11 on Hoff, 7 on gold, 3 on silver, and 1 on bronze. And he's just missing a lot of base badges. For this card, obviously you don't need to apply every single one of these badges for this card to be good. Because all you really need to do is just upgrade these 3 defensive and then maybe a couple of the shootings. And then he's good to go. It's not like you need to apply the playmaking ones because you're not going to be playmaking with them anyways. And he does come with break starter, so it's it's not like you need to apply the playmaking ones to him. This card is still very good, but he is the card that I was going to compare to Oso Ighodaro. And if you compare these 2 cards, the things that Kareem is better in is like offensive consistency, hands, post fade, post hook, post control, stuff that passing vision, passing IQ, like stuff that is not that important. If you look at the defense, they are very, very, very comparable. Oso is better on the perimeter than Kareem is, but Kareem's just slightly better. Kareem's a better rebounder, but he's not going to be as fast. And he's not going to be able to shoot the ball as well because Oso's jump shot's a lot better. He does come with a lot more base badges. He's 7 foot as well, so I do think they are very, very comparable cards. And this card is 3,000 MT, so for 3,000 MT, I don't think you can get better than Oso Ighodaro. But Kareem does come in at my honorable mention number 3 spot. Moving on to my top 10, Wilt Chamberlain does come in at 10. Like I said, he is another big, inside center. I do think they kind of run the game right now, though, just because of how athletic they are, how good they are defensively. They fit the switch all meta. And the switch all meta has been meta for, I don't even know how long. It's been meta for a long time. He's a 7'1" power forward, 8-foot wingspan. So, I mean, the dude is absolutely enormous, humongous, ginormous. How many, you can use so many words to describe this card. But he is, he's a big guy, 7'1", 8-foot wingspan. He comes with a lot of base badges, but not, it's not that good, honestly. Like I said, you don't need to apply a lot of these playmaking, so really just apply these 4 defensive, and then whatever you have left over, apply a couple of these shooting badges, and the card is really elite. 63 ball, like I said, if you have Phil Jackson, bumps that up to a 65, which is very greenable. Wilt Chamberlain's jump shot on normal, or it's Patrick Ewing on normal, and it's not the best jump shot in the world, but it is very greenable. It's not like that bad. It is a greenable jump shot, but defensively he is so elite. He's obviously a great slasher, one of the best rebounders in the game because he gets elite animations. If you guys have ever used the Wilt Chamberlain card, you guys would know how good of a rebounder he is, and then he is very, very fast for an inside center. And moving on to my number 9 spot. This is kind of a weird one because this card is he's just rated like, I don't know. I don't really know how to explain Nikola Jokic, but Nikola Jokic is a good card. Defensively, he's fine, mid 80s on everything. 88 speed, 96 three-pointer. He's a lot better in the inside scoring than some of these guys. Good ball handler, great rebounder. He comes with just about every single badge. You are going to need to apply these badges, but on defense especially. But if he's a dark matter, he does get, I think, 8 maybe 6 badges to apply. So he's going to be able to hold all these defensive badges. And this card becomes absolutely elite. If you do get an extra one after applying every single one of these defensive badges, then I would look to add slippery off ball. But if you don't have enough space to add slippery, then you'll be fine with just those defensive ones. But Nikola Jokic, based on very quick, is very good. 6'11" at the 3, 7'3" wingspan, hot zones from absolutely everywhere. I mean, this card is very, very, very good. He does move fine, but for a stretch big, he is extremely good. I just don't think he, is like top 5 or anything like that. Just because the power forwards are, they're getting to a point where the power forwards are really good. Just like the small forwards are insane. The power forwards are getting to that point too. Moving on to, number 8. I'm going to go with the Domination Grind and Bob McAdoo. I think this card is absolutely elite. I mean, you look at him stat badge-wise, the card is insane. 18 Hoffs, 14 on gold. Only thing he's missing defensively is Pick Dodger. He's missing a couple shooting badges, but I mean, you can obviously apply that with the Galaxy Opal. 96 speed is absolutely elite. 96 strength. He is elite on defense. 97 interior, 94 perimeter, 92 steal, 97 block, 98 on both rebound stats. Can handle the ball. Great slasher. Good three-point shooter. And I mean, you look at this card, nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with this card at all. He's not the best dribbler in the world by any means, but it's whatever. Chetty Osman, Wesley Matthews on very quick. It's a fast jump shot. The problem with it is it kind of gets like released so low. It almost kind of reminds me of like Sean Marion from last year, if you guys know what that is. But it is a very quick release. It's very easy to green. So Bob McAdoo is extremely good. He does have hot zones from pretty much everywhere. The one problem with Bob McAdoo, and the reason he isn't higher on this list, is because he is 6'9", and that's honestly just a little bit short for the power forward position at this point, just because everybody is running 7'1" power forwards, and like I said, these insides like Kareem and Wilt, like a lot of them are being ran at power forwards. Even somebody like Rudy Gobert, is being ran at power forward, and they're just a lot taller than Bob McAdoo, and just as athletic on defense and whatnot. Moving on to our next guy. This guy could honestly go up anywhere you want to. I just don't think he's higher than a lot of these power forwards because our power forwards get so good after Jaren Jackson. Everybody that is ranked higher than Jaren Jackson is just so elite, but Jaren is so good. 93 pointer, 90 speed, 92 strength, insane on defense, 96 interior, 92 perimeter, 98 block, 85 steal. 96 rebounding across the board, great ball handler, can slash. And then defensively, badge-wise, he's absolutely elite. He's only missing pick dodger, only missing challenger. You don't need to apply any of the playmaking badges. Add slippery off ball. You add those 3 badges, you're looking at absolutely elite cards. 6'10", 7'4" wingspan. He is slightly taller than Bob McAdoo. Jaren Jackson on quick, which is an extremely elite jump shot. It's probably slightly better than Bob McAdoo, but they are very, they're kind of comparable, honestly. Jaren Jackson does start his jumper, kind of below the waist too, so they are kind of comparable. But I do think Jaren Jackson's is extremely, extremely fast, and he is extremely good. Dribbling wise, he is okay. He does have Kobe Bryant escape though, which is one of the best in the game. Jaren Jackson comes in at my number 6 guy or 7 guy. Moving on to our number 6 though. A lot of people are going to love this. A lot of people are going to hate this. A lot of people are going to think he's a 5, which he could be played at the center. But that is going to be Shaquille O'Neal. I think Shaq is just so dominant no matter where you play him. 94 speed, insane on defense, 98 rebounding across the board, only missing 1 defensive badge. So once you applied that, maybe add Unpluckable and then look to add these shooting badges. Other than that, though, 68 3-ball, which with the coach boost is going to go up to upper 70s. Insane, inside finisher. He does have 86 ball handle, so he can handle the ball, but he's just so fast. His jumper is very bad. That's the thing, is that his jumper is very bad, especially compared to somebody like Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Even these inside, Oso has a lot better of a jump shot than Shaq does. So that is the one thing that Shaq doesn't have. But Shaq, otherwise, other than his jumper, is absolutely elite. I mean, Shaq can score, he can score with literally almost anybody on the game just because he's so elite. 7'1", 7'7" wingspan. I just think Shaq is very, very good. He kind of fits the meta with the inside 4s. And moving on to our top 5, this is where it gets insane. I did put Giannis on our small forward list, but I'm going to put him on the power forward list as well, just because of how good he is, just in general. You could put him at small forward, and he's like the top small forward in the game. You could put him at power forward. He's one of the top power forwards in the game. 96 speed, 97 strength, elite on defense, and I mean elite. He comes with just about every single badge. He's only missing 4 total in the game, and they are all shooting badges, so you can apply them to him. 79 3-pointer, which with the coach boost once again goes into the 80s. Elite ball handler, elite slasher. I mean, he's got Giannis on quick, which is an insane jumper at this point. And then his dribbling sigs aren't the greatest in the world, but they're not they're not the worst thing in the world, but they're just not the best. He does have hot zones from pretty much everywhere. 6'11" wingspan, 6'11" height, 7'4" wingspan. And like I said, at the 3, at the 4, it doesn't matter. You're on the game. Moving on to our number 4, we're going to go Chet Holmgren. I think Chet is very good. Is he worth 2 mil? Absolutely not. But he is extremely good. 99 offense, 99 defense, 7'1" wingspan, 7'1" height, 7'6" wingspan, hot zones from everywhere. Only missing mini marksman and ankle assassin. Defensively, he's absolutely elite. Offensively, he's absolutely elite. This card is missing nothing stats and badge-wise. The problem with me is his Chet Holmgren base this year just isn't that great. Even though I'm very quick, I do think it is very baited. And I just don't think it's as good as some of these other jumpers in the top 3. But I do think Chet Holmgren is one of the best power forwards in the game. He just doesn't, like I said, I think his jumper just necessarily holds him back a little bit. But he is long. He's 7'1" height, 7'6" wingspan. I do think he's an absolute elite power forward. I just don't think he's as good as the guys that we have above him. But he can obviously move as well too, though. Pro dribble style, which is a very good dribble style. It is the B-Roy dribble style, so it is a very good dribble style. I'm not a fan of the LaMelo Ball escape, but it is what it is. The normal step back isn't the worst thing in the world either. Chet Holmgren is an absolutely elite power forward in the game. Moving on to our number 3 guy, I do think he is better than Chet Holmgren. I'm going to go with Hakeem Olajuwon. Hakeem Olajuwon is absolutely elite. 90 speed, 98 interior, 93 perimeter, 80 steal, 98 block, great rebounder, great ball handler, 90 driving dunk, can shoot the 3 ball, 90 speed. I mean, you look at what he's missing. He's not missing anything on stat wise. Badge wise, he's missing Unpluckable and then a couple of these shooting badges. But other than that, the dude's absolutely elite. You look at his animations, he's got Nikola Vucevic and DeMarcus Cousins on very quick, which is an absolutely elite jumper. Pro dribble style, once again, same thing as Brandon Roy and Chet and all of them. Absolutely elite dribble style. De'Aaron Fox, his escape is extremely good as well. I'm not a fan of Steph Curry's snatchback at all. But other than that, the car is absolutely elite. 7 foot, 7'3" wingspan, hot zones from everywhere other than the top of the key. 22 badges on Hop, 11 on Gold. I think the car is absolutely elite, and he is my number 3 power forward in the game. Moving on, I'm going to go Embiid at number 2. Embiid is just so good, and Embiid empowers over just everybody, really. He's so good defensively. Comes with 23 base badges on Hoff, 15 on Gold. The only ones he's missing is Dimer and Mini's Marksman, which, Dimer, you can probably add Dimer to him. But Mini Marksman isn't going to matter just because he's going to be pretty much taller than anybody anyways. Offensively, absolutely 86 ball handle, which he can move because his dribble sigs are pretty good. 90 speed, 98 strength. He's going to be one of the the strongest dudes in the game. 94 three-pointer. You look at his sigs though. Joel Embiid on very quick is absolutely elite. I'm not a fan of the James Harden dribble style, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Joel Embiid and Scape is actually very good as well, and then the snatchback's not the worst thing in the world. He can move a little bit, but obviously he's not going to be like the best dribbler in the world. 7 foot height though, 7'5" wingspan, hot zones from absolutely everywhere. I do think he's just a slight better version of Chet, just because of the jump shot. If you look at them stats and badge wise, they're pretty much they're very equivalent. Honestly, Chet is a little bit better on the defensive end, but he doesn't necessarily have the same amount of strength as somebody like Embiid. But they are very comparable. I just do think that somebody like Joel Embiid and Hakeem have a lot better jumpers than somebody like Chet. Because Chet's jumper is just a little bit baited. I don't think he's worth $2 mil. I'd rather pay $1 mil for Embiid than I would $2 mil for Chet. But I do think they are extremely similar, and they're both absolutely elite. Moving on to our number 1 guy, I think this is gonna have absolute no one's gonna question this. This is Kristaps Porzingis, and you can't add Kristaps Porzingis into the lineups for some reason. But here's Kristaps Porzingis. Obviously, nobody's gonna question this because he has 99 absolutely everything. He's only missing one base badge, and it is Pick Dodger. Add Pick Dodger to him. This card is probably the best card in the game just because he is 7'2". He has the best sigs pretty much. I know you could probably argue that Michael Jordan or Vince Carter is better, but him being a 7'2" with 99 everything, it probably just adds a little bit higher in value than somebody like Michael Jordan and Vince Carter. Hot zones from everywhere, obviously. I mean, what can the card not do? I mean, he's gonna be the best defender in the game. He's best dunker in the game, best ball handler in the game, although he doesn't have the best ball handling sigs, I guess, but best shooter, 98 speed. I mean, the card is absolutely, he will run until the very, very, very end of the game. And Kristaps Porzingis is our number 1 power forward on the list. And I know this is going to be a controversial. I really do think it is going to be controversial. A lot of people are not going to agree with this. But like I said, I do think the meta is a inside 4. And if you are going to run a stretch 4, that's fine because there's plenty of stretch 4s. I even consider Giannis almost as a stretch 4 just because of how good he is shooting wise. And his jumper's not bad at all. So I do think the meta though is an inside 4. And then a stretch 5 at like Wemby or something like that at the 5. But this is my top 10. If you guys did enjoy, which like I said, you might not enjoy just because it is controversial, but if you did enjoy, go ahead and like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.